This question asks us to draw the resonance contributor that is formed by the indicated curved arrows. What is the overall charge of the new resonance contributor? Is it more or less significant than the original contributor? So this question gets out a lot. It asks us about curved arrows, it's asking us about resonance, and it's asking us to kind of gauge the significance of two resonance contributors compared to one another. So let's go ahead and figure out what are these arrows telling us. It always helps to draw it out, okay? Don't try to think about it in your head. You want to have a visual. So we are taking a lone pair and we're moving it here. I'm gonna go kind of step by step. So we are moving a lone pair down. This is gonna give that oxygen a formal plus charge because it now has 3 bonds instead of 2. Okay, next we are taking electrons from here and putting them there. And then we are taking electrons from here and putting them on the end of this molecule right there. When we do that, that gives the carbon a negative charge. Keep in mind that it has a hydrogen here and it still has the hydrogen there. Sometimes it definitely helps to draw the hydrogen's atoms in because in bond line structures, they're not usually there. So drawing them in really helps a lot when you're thinking about formal charges. Right, so we've got all our lone pairs drawn in, all our formal charges drawn in, and we've kind of followed the arrows around to get to this resonance contributor. So our first question is, what is the overall charge of the new resonance contributor? Due to the rules for resonance, we kind of could have answered that question ahead of time without even having to draw the resonance contributor. The overall charge of the molecule will always stay the same. So our starting molecule was neutral. And so we should have known right away that this resonance contributor would also have to be overall neutral as well. It can have individual atoms with formal charges, but overall the charge will always be the same. So that helps us a little bit. We can cross off several answer choices over here. In a multiple choice test, you always want to kind of narrow your choices down. It improves your ability to guess if you have to. Next question, is it more or less significant than the original contributor? So this gets kind of at our rules for determining the significance of resonance contributors. And one of the very first rules is that a neutral resonance contributor is overall more stable than one that has charges. So the original was more stable because it was overall, none of its atoms had formal charges. And this one is less stable because we have a negative charge on a carbon and a positive charge on an oxygen. So the answer to this question is that it's less significant than the original. So our answer choice should be C.